Okay, hello again, everyone, and welcome to the May edition of Dragon Trail's monthly webinar series. Today, we are thrilled to be publicly launching a new white paper all about the Chinese luxury tourism market. This white paper is a collaborative project between Dragon Trail International and Dong Luxury Travel Collection, and it's the most in-depth research on China's luxury travel market available today. So we're very excited to be walking you through the findings and highlights. I'm Sienna Perulis-Cook, Dragon Trail's Director of Marketing and Communications and lead author of the white paper. Joining me today to present the webinar is Janice Meng from Dragon Trail Research, who worked extensively on the white paper's research design and data analysis. Janice and I are going to spend the next 30 minutes or so walking you through many of the main findings and themes of the white paper, from Chinese high net worth individuals' travel preferences and behaviors to service recommendations, sustainability, technology, and many of the other key themes of the research. At the end of the presentation, we will have time for a short Q&A session, so do feel free to send in your questions at any point during the webinar using the Q&A button on your Zoom control panel, and we'll aim to answer as many as we can at the end of the webinar during the Q&A session. Following the presentation today, we will share all of today's webinar slides with all attendees, as well as a link to view a recording of the webinar and a link to read and download the full Luxury Travel Trends in China white paper. So just a quick introduction to Dragon Trail International for any of you who might be joining us for the first time today. Dragon Trail International is a marketing solutions company headquartered in Beijing. And since our founding in 2009, we have focused on marketing for Chinese outbound tourism, working with destinations, retailers, hotels, airlines, attractions, and other travel brands and businesses around the world to help them connect to Chinese consumers and the Chinese travel trade. Our services include B2C and B2B digital marketing and content creation, offline, virtual, and hybrid events, research and strategy consulting, and market representation in China. You can find more information about our services, case studies of our work, and lots of free resources on marketing in China and the Chinese tourism market on our website, www.dragontrail.com. So now let's dive straight into the white paper. At nearly 100 pages, this first of its kind white paper is the culmination of extensive research, analysis, and valuable sources. It was first presented a few weeks ago in Sanya at the 9th Dong Connection event, which is a leading annual event for the luxury travel sector in China, organized by Dong Luxury Collection, our co-publishers for the white paper. The white paper introduces the Chinese high net worth traveler segment with an overview of the market and in-depth exploration of who these travelers are, what they value the most, their preferences, their motivations, and their desires for the travel experience. We see where they're going, when and for what purpose, and how they book their trips. We examine the key challenges and opportunities for the industry now and into the future, with real examples and concrete suggestions for to guide suppliers. With a focus on the hotel and cruise landscapes, the white paper offers particular value to the hospitality industry, but provides timely insights for anyone hoping to effectively and successfully engage the valuable and highly competitive Chinese luxury travel market. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take you on a brief tour of the report and its key findings, but this is just intended to be a taster. Afterwards, we will be sharing the full white paper, and we hope that this becomes a valuable resource to you in your work with the Chinese market. Now, to get us started with an introduction to the white paper's themes, the data behind our report, and the Chinese high net worth individual travel market, here's Dragon Trail's market research analyst, Janice Meng.
Thank you, Sienna. The white paper addresses a number of key themes that are essential to today's luxury travel market and meeting the expectations of Chinese high net worth travelers. Analyzing the key decision factors behind Chinese high net worth individuals' travel, we offer insights on how to build brand reputation, balance personalization with privacy, adapt services to cater specifically to the Chinese market, and deliver the full travel and hospitality experience these travelers are seeking now, including cultural experiences, destination trends, and wellness products. Our research also shines a light on how to navigate new developments for the market, including the best ways to deploy new technologies like AI and how to increase sustainability in a way that enhances rather than diminishes the luxury travel experience. The white paper examines the Chinese luxury travel market through three key lenses: suppliers, luxury travel agencies, and high net worth individuals. Between December 2025 and January 2026, we surveyed more than 200 Chinese high net worth individuals, 200 luxury travel agents in Greater China, and 200 luxury hospitality partners, primarily from hotels and resorts, with additional representation from the cruise industry and tourism organizations. Survey data was enriched with in-depth interviews with senior executives from the hotel and cruise sectors, as well as supplementary desktop research. According to McKinsey's projection, global spending on luxury leisure hospitality by travelers with wealth of over $100,000 is expected to reach $391 billion by 2028, with growth powered by the rise of high net worth individuals and the aspiring luxury segment. A parallel trend is emerging in China, with the number of affluent households with assets above 6 million RMB reaching nearly 5.13 million by 2024. While the number of affluent households in China has remained stable or even declined slightly in recent years, the high net worth individuals and ultra high net worth individual segments are growing. UBS reported that the number of mainland Chinese billionaires grew by 17.5% year-on-year in 2025. Total outbound trips from China have nearly recovered to the pre-pandemic levels, and China is once again the world's leader for international tourism spending. And it is the luxury market that is driving this post-pandemic recovery. Tourism destinations are reporting higher average spending per Chinese traveler, more bookings for high-end hotels, and greater recovery and growth for premium flight seat bookings. And these trends are even more prominent for the long-haul outbound destinations. At the same time, China's high net worth travelers are seeking new kinds of luxury, with increased demand for exclusive, far-flung destinations, as well as unique and authentic experiences. Just as one example, in 2025, China's share of the global polar tourism market grew from 5% to 12%, mostly driven by high net worth individuals. So who are these high net worth travelers? Based on responses from all three surveys, we are able to offer a comprehensive, multi-perspective profile. By and large, these are mature travelers aged 35 and up. This means they are experienced travelers and they have high and evolving expectations. Chinese high net worth individuals are nearly all self-made and see travel as a means to personal development and enrichment, with growing demand for experiences like private cultural excursions and visiting remote destinations. Looking at the luxury experiences they have enjoyed over the past 12 months, we see that staying at 5-star or luxury hotels is the #1 way they experience luxury, chosen by 88%, followed by fine dining at 69% and luxury spas at 56%. 60% of our survey respondents said they typically spend between 13,000 and 100,000 RMB per person per international trip, equal to around 4,300 to 14,500 US dollars. Travel is currently a significant spending priority for Chinese high net worth individuals. 85% of our survey respondents said they plan to increase their spending on travel in the coming year, followed by health and wellness, chosen by 55%, and children's education, chosen by 44%. Chinese high net worth individuals are most likely to take international trips together with their spouse or partners, chosen by 67%. More than half of them also travel internationally with their friends, and another 42% say they usually travel internationally with their children. Nearly 6% of luxury hospitality partners said they anticipated family travel to be the fastest growth market segment for Chinese luxury travel in the future, with another 22% foreseeing the strongest growth for couples and romantic getaways. High net worth individual travelers also brought up family-friendly travel as one of their expectations for future travel, including childcare provision, parent-child tours, multi-generation and family travel products, and destinations suitable for children. But let's take a quick pause in our research results now to define what we actually mean when we discuss luxury and luxury travel, especially in the context of the Chinese high net worth individual market. Our definition is guided by the findings of our research, offering an up-to-date and informed understandings of this evolving term and its meaning for the consumers who are able to experience it and also industry professionals who provide it. For Chinese high net worth individuals, luxury means privacy and exclusivity. It means uniqueness and authenticity. It must be personalized to their desires and flexible to suit their needs. Warm, attentive, human service is very highly valued by Chinese high net worth travelers. And despite new ways of looking at luxury and an appetite for adventure, these travelers are still looking for physical comfort and traditional opulence, not in the sense of being showy, but they do want luxury amenities, fine dining, and spacious private suites, even if they are en route to Antarctica. In terms of destinations, nearly half of Chinese high net worth individuals say they prefer international travel. Luxury travel agents also overwhelmingly said that international travel was most popular among their Chinese high net worth individual clients, nearly evenly split between long-haul and short-haul destinations. 60% of survey respondents traveled internationally for leisure at least 4 times over the past 3 years, with 45% taking 5 or more international trips. We asked travel agents to rank the top 3 international destinations for their Chinese high net worth individual clients, as well as their top 3 international destinations by their 2025 booking volume. We also asked our high net worth survey respondents to indicate their top 3 international destinations for the spring and summer travel, as well as for fall and winter travel. Looking at these composite results here, we see that Japan is the strong leader, followed by Singapore, the Maldives, Italy, Thailand, France, Australia, New Zealand, Switzerland, and Indonesia. We also asked travel agents and travelers about the destinations they wanted to visit or anticipated growing demand for in future. Antarctica was one standout, particularly among the high net worth individuals. There's also strong demand for Africa and Europe, and travel agents identify Saudi Arabia as a high potential destination. High net worth individual survey responses about future trips range from Croatia to Lake Como, skiing in New Zealand and Canada, and even hopes for space tourism and deep sea exploration. In terms of seasonality, we can see from both travel agent and high net worth individual surveys that spring and summer are slightly favored. However, the difference is not that pronounced, with 65% of luxury travel agents saying demand was equally distributed, and there's certainly a lot of potential for fall and winter travel as well. The spring and summer sees more frequent trips, with nearly half taking at least 3 trips during this season. City sightseeing was the leading reason for Chinese high net worth individuals to choose their spring and summer travel destination, and beach vacations were also popular. Other prominent reasons for destination choice were food and wine, followed by wellness retreats. While Chinese high net worth individuals travel less frequently in the fall and winter, 40% say they take at least 3 trips during these seasons. Beach vacations are even more popular in fall and winter, but total seasonal attractions were also important to survey respondents, including winter sports, winter wonderland travel, fall foliage, and hot springs and spas. The Chinese outbound travel market tends to be spontaneous, with a predilection for last-minute bookings. Our survey data shows that this holds true for a significant proportion of luxury travelers too. High net worth individual survey respondents indicated that they book travel either 1 to 3 months or less than 1 month before travel. This matches up with observations about the market by both travel agencies and suppliers. Close to half of travel agents say their Chinese high net worth individual clients are likely to make travel arrangements 1 to 3 months in advance, with another 42% saying bookings are typically made less than 1 month in advance. For hospitality partners, the timeline was even tighter, with 24% saying that Chinese high net worth individual guests typically book less than a week in advance, and 51% saying the average lead time was 1 to 4 weeks. Both travel agencies and hospitality partners indicated that it's quite rare for Chinese high net worth individual guests to book travel more than 3 months in advance. Looking at the key factors that Chinese high net worth individuals say influence their travel decisions, brand reputation and personalization and bespoke experiences are carried in first place, each being as important for 79% of their survey respondents. The next most important factors were cultural authenticity and local experiences, and privacy and exclusivity. Loyalty programs and visa application process received below average scores for their impact on travel decisions, but they were still important for 64% and 56% of survey respondents respectively. Sustainability and eco-friendly practices were identified as a key factor behind travel decisions for only 42% of respondents. The next part of the presentation will include a deeper look at each of these 7 factors, as well as many of the other central themes of the white paper, including technology, service, and marketing. So I will turn back over to Sienna to present this section.
Thank you, Janice. Technology is one of the key topics covered by the white paper, especially the question of how luxury travel industry providers can and should deploy new technology, namely artificial intelligence, AI, to enhance the travel experience. While most high net worth individual travelers are digitally savvy and they prefer to manage their travel through mobile apps, and nearly half say that they appreciate smart room technology, they are still skeptical when it comes to AI. Just 30% say they are comfortable using AI-powered chatbots for travel inquiries and support, with 39% of respondents saying they are not comfortable using this kind of technology. Many survey respondents have deep misgivings about AI and its ability to provide the warmth of human service, and they see developments like chatbots or robot room service as low budget. However, others predict that AI will help them in the future to save time, increase customization, and potentially even arrange travel schedules and recommend destinations better than a person could. Travelers also expect that advances in technology will decrease language barriers when traveling and make niche destinations more accessible. Given consumer resistance to AI, how do industry experts see the potential for this technology and advise service providers to use it? What's clear from our interviews with senior executives is that it's absolutely not about replacing human service and warmth, but enhancing it in the background. Key areas of potential development with the help of AI include predictive guest preference management, booking and itinerary planning, multilingual communication tools, and hyper-personalization of services and recommendations, from bespoke tour itineraries to personalized in-room amenities. Technology will also help to consolidate guest preferences across stays to make future visits even smoother and allow teams to anticipate needs without needing to repeatedly ask a guest. Attentive, warm human service is essential for Chinese high net worth travelers, and the service needs to be localized to the Chinese market, both linguistically and culturally. Although these are experienced travelers and many will be comfortable communicating in English, more than half of luxury travel agents and hospitality partners said that having Mandarin-speaking staff is either critical or very important for Chinese high net worth guests, with only 5% saying this is not important. We can also see that language support is the area that Chinese high net worth guests suggest can be improved from luxury hospitality providers. In addition to Chinese-speaking staff, hotels should also provide Chinese language menus and guest directories, as well as welcome letters written in Chinese to greet high net worth individual guests. On-site communication is enhanced by offering mobile chat available in Chinese, and some properties even offer this on WeCom, which is a version of WeChat used for work purposes and increasingly popular as a customer service communications channel. Localization is also cultural, including providing Chinese food items, offering special activities, decorations, and even amenities for Chinese holidays, and considering Chinese numerology when assigning room and floor numbers, avoiding the unlucky 4 and favoring the numbers 8 and 6. Another major priority for Chinese high net worth individual travelers is privacy and exclusivity. 70% say that privacy and exclusivity are crucial factors in their travel choices, and 75% say they value access to exclusive experiences during their travels. Privacy is particularly important to high net worth individuals traveling with their children or in multi-generational family groups. VIPs may choose to check in under an alias or buy out a whole floor or property. They also value private villas and private entrances and closed-door exclusive visits to cultural attractions as well as to shops. Personalization is one of the elements of travel most valued by Chinese high net worth individuals, with 79% saying they value personalized experiences while traveling. Luxury hospitality partners were most likely to highlight personalized amenities as the most effective personalization strategy for their Chinese high net worth guests, followed by customized itineraries and bespoke activities and excursions. 64% of Chinese high net worth individual travelers agreed that they value personalized recommendations based on their travel history and preferences. And this raises a very important question about how the hospitality industry can deliver a highly personalized experience while at the same time respecting a guest's privacy. Through our conversations with senior executives, we've identified 3 pillars to balancing personalization and privacy. It starts with gathering data even before the trip through travel agents, personal assistants, and even digital booking channels, though interviewees did stress that naturally gathering information through conversation leads to higher trust and better insights than online forums. At the property, highly trained and capable staff will be able to gather information just by observation, in addition to conversation, further respecting guest privacy. The data must then be deployed with the utmost discretion, feeding into subtle, detailed anticipatory service and personalization that is delivered quietly and offered but not imposed. The data must also be safeguarded with rigorous data protection and only enough data collected to enhance the guest experience with no excessive collection. Key areas for personalization include dietary needs and preferences, cultural interests, language requirements, wellness routines, room settings and setup, and the timing of services. Our research shows that sustainable travel is actually a lower priority for Chinese high net worth individuals, and that there is work to do to communicate the value of sustainability to this market. Just 42% of high net worth travelers say they prioritize sustainability and eco-friendly practices when choosing travel options. And 60% of hospitality partners said that Chinese guests were only somewhat interested or not interested at all in their sustainability practices. So, what works when it comes to sustainability and the Chinese high net worth market? Sourcing is the initiative that hospitality partners say resonates best, and we see this particularly in farm-to-table initiatives, including on-site organic farms, gardens, and even beehives. Not just eco-friendly, these initiatives enhance both freshness and storytelling while aligning with growing interest in food quality and safety, in the words of one senior executive. Initiatives to benefit local communities also provide opportunities for storytelling and tangible benefits. The main takeaway here is that the Chinese luxury market will want to see how sustainability enhances their stay and adds value, rather than diminishing the luxury experience or being seen as a cost-cutting measure. Some concrete suggestions from suppliers include bottling purified water on site, providing beautiful refillable bath product dispensers, and chauffeuring guests in luxury electric vehicles. Wellness is an emerging trend seen by travel agents as having some of the highest potential for growth in future years. Hospitality partners we surveyed also talked about increasing demands from the Chinese market for wellness services. Importantly, suppliers say that guests are looking for long-term well-being and longevity rather than just relaxing spa treatments. Hotels, in turn, are offering bespoke wellness journeys and holistic approaches to well-being that draw upon traditional techniques and the latest wellness health tech, as well as dedicated wellness coaches. Wellness programs are created to address common concerns of high net worth guests, including stress, insomnia, anxiety, and emotional fatigue, and provide solutions that guests can implement into their daily lives after leaving the hotel. 79% of Chinese high net worth individuals say that brand reputation has an important influence on their travel decisions, with only 10% not swayed by brand reputation. More than half of travel agents also say that branded residences are very important or critical to their Chinese high net worth guests. So what are the keys to building strong brand reputation in China? Senior executives identify 6 areas: crafting a distinctive brand identity, consistency, cultural relevance and successful localization, delivering on your promises, and establishing and maintaining a strong digital presence on Chinese platforms, including through partnerships with key opinion leaders and key opinion consumers. As something deeply intertwined with branding, how do travel loyalty programs impact Chinese high net worth individuals' travel decision making? Around 2/3 of travelers say that loyalty programs significantly influence their choice of hotels and airlines. Meanwhile, travel agents catering to the Chinese high net worth individual market are even more likely to say that loyalty programs influence their clients' decision making. 89% say they play a role, with 40% rating them very important. Authenticity has been a major buzzword for young Chinese travelers in the post-pandemic era, while demand for in-depth cultural experiences has also risen as the market looks beyond traditional sightseeing and shopping-focused itineraries. 71% of high net worth individuals in our survey said that authentic cultural experiences were important to them while traveling, and an even greater proportion, 77%, said they were willing to pay a premium for unique once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Hospitality partners also identified growing demand for unique experiences as the biggest opportunity for the Chinese high net worth individual market, and said they were developing new experiences to meet the demand, including hot air balloon rides, private yacht and catamaran excursions, and Vespa sidecar tours, alongside curated local tours, classes, and unique photo shoots. Cruise travel held appeal for 57% of our high net worth individual travel respondents, survey respondents, and we surveyed this select group about their preferences for all aspects of the journey. There is a challenge in effectively communicating to Chinese high net worth individuals that a luxury cruise offers something different from a mass market cruise. But once this is understood, luxury cruises stand out for their access to unique destinations and experiences, absolute privacy, luxury accommodation, and bespoke services. Our research highlights a need for both consumer-facing and trade marketing. On the B2C side, we do see the primacy of word-of-mouth recommendations, with 78% of high net worth individuals saying these heavily influence their travel decisions. Next most important is social media and influencer marketing. Social media was endorsed even more strongly by luxury hospitality partners, with more than half saying that it's the most effective marketing channel for reaching Chinese high net worth individuals. Rednote and WeChat stand out as the 2 most important Chinese social media platforms, and industry experts stress that social media marketing for the Chinese luxury market must focus on storytelling and emotional resonance over promotion. Working with the Chinese travel trade is also essential for reaching the Chinese high net worth individual market, as only 10% of luxury hospitality partners say that they receive most of their bookings directly. More than half say that luxury travel agencies are the most used booking channel, followed by online travel agencies. The white paper provides clear guidelines for how to effectively work with the Chinese travel trade to reach and grow the Chinese luxury market. Key among these is developing deep, long-term, genuine relationships with a few key partners and treating these as trusting partnerships rather than transactional relationships. You can support these partners through regular and responsive communication, up-to-date information and training, and fam trips and site visits. In the long term, delivering outstanding experiences to the guest and flexibility and reliability with trade partners is the foundation for a constructive and fruitful relationship. The Chinese luxury travel market is a highly competitive one, and both travel agents and suppliers see this as one of the biggest challenges that they face. Nearly half of luxury hospitality partners said that competition from other alternative accommodations was the biggest challenge they have in catering to the Chinese high net worth market, while 39% of travel agents said that competition from other agencies is their biggest challenge. The Chinese luxury market is also a demanding one, with high net worth individual travelers known for high and evolving expectations. 41% of travel agents and 24% of hospitality partners said this was their biggest challenge. We hope that the white paper can provide valuable insights and suggestions for how to meet these expectations. In the years to come, travel agents and also identified potential challenges stemming from both economic conditions and political relations, which we not ignore. That said, there is general consensus within the travel industry that China's luxury travel market will continue to grow. 60% of luxury travel agents expect the Chinese luxury travel market to see moderate growth over the next 5 years, with another 19% forecasting significant growth. Just 9% of travel agents forecast a decline in the market, and most of these predicted only a moderate decline. Luxury hospitality partners were even more optimistic. A total of 78% forecast growth, and less than 4% foresaw any decline in the market during the next 5 years. We hope readers of the white paper will feel even more ready to meet this growth potential. The full 98-page white paper is available to download now from the resources section of the Dragon Trail website, and we will also share the link for that when we send out the webinar slides and recording to all of you later today. We hope that you enjoy it and find it to be truly useful, and we warmly welcome any feedback that you have on the project. And just to remind you, also on the resources section of the Dragon Trail website, you can find all of our Chinese consumer and travel trade surveys and past white papers on regional markets. Our free online resources also include videos, Chinese social media rankings for international travel brands, marketing case studies and guides, and much more. You can sign up for our newsletter for monthly updates and future webinar invitations, and also follow us on LinkedIn or WeChat. So now we are ready to take your questions, and you can send those in by using the Q&A button on your Zoom control panel.